Good morning. Believe it or not, it's time for my blackberries to get ripe. So I'm going to show you what's happening here. All right, I was down here yesterday putting in some fertilizer around the tomato plants and watering them. Actually, you can see the bucket sitting there next to the trellis. That's some late tomatoes. I still use that method. But there was several turning here. Do you see them? No, that's because the birds have got them. And I have a wonderful crop of blackberries this year. And this is actually the front side, which has become the back side of the berries. If we go on the inside here and take a look, you can see my blackberry vines are absolutely covered. This is the most blackberries it's ever had on it. And I did go ahead and fertilize it just very slight and water on it yesterday. And how the blackberries tend to spread is once the vine hits the ground, it runs out, it'll set a spot and root. And now I've got some new vines coming up over here. And I do need to go ahead and tie that up to the fence instead of leaving it laying over there. And this is that little old cheap rose that I bought. I'm pretty sure it came from Walmart years ago. And it's actually a beautiful yellow rose. I was really concerned about it. I thought this dark spot, it was going to die out. But when I look down here, I have lots of new growth coming in here, so maybe it's not. But I still am going to take some cuttings off of this thing and go ahead and see if I can't sprout them and start it over. All right, I'm going to show you now what I'm going to do to try to save some of these blackberries so that I can make some blackberry jam or a blackberry cobbler, whatever I want to. I've got some insect netting to go over my plants. Now, this is something I urge all of you to do. When I bought this, did I know I was going to put it here? No. But I try to buy things up as I can. I can't afford sometimes to run out and get everything I want, but I'll buy a little item here, a little item there as I have extra money. And that just seems to work for me. Now let's cover these blackberries. Okay, I've decided how I'm going to attach this because I've been thinking about it. What am I going to do? I just remembered. I also have quite a few clothespins inside the garage, my detached garage. So I'm going to go get those, bring them back, and attach this. I'll show you when I get done here. Now I've got to put some up on the back side because there's really more berries back there than there is on the front side here. All right, I've got it covered there now. And there's one thing that I missed. Let me show you here. Can you see the top of this post? When I first drug this across, I knew I should have covered that, but I didn't think about it. And it actually tore just a tiny hole, not enough to let a bird through. And actually, I don't even think it would let a Japanese beetle through. But I'm gonna have to fix that. All right, that's how I fixed it. That's an old piece of a t-shirt tied over that end so that it'll be smooth for my cloth to rub by. And I know it's not fancy. It looks like something an old redneck country boy would do. And it is. It's what I did. I do hope now, though, that as this next bunch of berries here, there looks like there's only one that's any size to it, starts ripening, that I'll get it. And there's a bunch that's starting to ripen. And as I said before, this is actually what I consider the front side, and there's a lot of berries on the front side here, but it's nothing compared to what I have here on the back side. And this little vine just outdid itself. I can't wait for these to get ripe, and this will be, I have to say, this is its best year, and this will be the first year that I've put a piece of insect netting over it just to keep the birds out. Now, that doesn't mean that sometime during the night some dang raccoon's not going to come and tear a hole in this, because where I live here next to the lake, I have raccoons galore, squirrels, we have lots of possums. The dreaded chipmunks are a real nuisance, and there's a lot of those. But this is what I'm doing. We'll just have to wait and see. Only time's going to tell if I'm able to get a harvest of blackberries. And this thing has been here for 4 or 5 years, but it's never, ever looked as pretty as it is this year.